hero to me is not someone who doesn't have fear, but someone who does have fear and pushes through it anyway in order to do the right thing.
I think in order to be גיבור אמיתי, true hero, a person has to have dedication and commitment and even self-sacrifice. It's taking all of your weaknesses and your strengths and using it to contribute to a positive change in the world. It's to think about not only what you want to do for the world, but also what you can do for the world.
A גיבור, a hero, is someone who puts his or her life before anyone else's. Whether it's a family member, their best friend, or somebody they've never met before. They will save a life, they will help somebody at the sacrifice of their own.
A גיבור is someone who can give up something that makes him feel comfortable for something that he really believes in, and maybe something that will help somebody else.
I think that someone who is a גיבור, someone that has strength, is someone who is willing to stand up for themselves and to stand up for others, to do something that not everyone else is doing, and to do it with confidence, to do it with feeling strong in themselves and realizing that it's okay if not everybody else is doing that, but if you know that it's the right thing to do for the world, or if you know that that's the right thing to do in a situation or the right thing to do for yourself, then that's someone who is strong. That's someone who's a גיבור.
I think a גיבור is someone who's strong. Someone who's strong in their beliefs and who does something even though it's hard for them, and that they keep doing it even though it continues to be hard for them. So that's what I think a גיבור is.
גיבור הוא מישהו מאוד מאוד חזק, כמוני. But it's not just someone with big muscles who can lift big weights. It's someone who is brave and strong-willed, strong in their heart, who makes good decisions that aren't always the easiest decisions, but are decisions that make everyone happy and that make that person very happy at the end.
To me, Golda Meir is a גיבורה. She's a hero. She moved to Israel before there was a state of Israel. She got very involved and she became the Prime Minister of Israel, the first and to this day only female Prime Minister of Israel, showing that it doesn't matter who you are or where you've come from. If you truly care about something, you can make a difference, and that is why she's a גיבורה to me.
So someone who is a גיבור for me is actually my cousin and his wife. When they lived in Israel, they're both from Israel. They were surgeons in the army, and they would go in airplanes and helicopters and go into very dangerous situations whenever there was fighting in Israel. And they would actually jump out of the airplanes or jump out of the helicopters into these dangerous situations to help give medical treatment and to help care for the people that got hurt.
My aunt and my uncle are גיבורים in my mind because they actually sacrifice so much to make Aliyah and to make sure that their kids are able to grow up in Eretz Israel. And my cousins, their children, when they grew up, actually served in the IDF and were soldiers who defended our national homeland.
This is me, my papi, my grandfather, and my bubby at my bat mitzvah. My papi survived the Holocaust, raised an amazing family with kids and grandkids in America, and then he chose to move to Israel because he's a גיבור, and he was so brave, and he knew that that was the right place to live, and that's where he spent the last few years of his life learning Torah and walking around Yerushalayim, and he was the happiest ever when he lives there, and that's my chalom, that's my dream, to also move to Israel like my papi did.
If I had to pick someone who I think is a גיבור, someone who shows that strength, I would actually pick two people, and that would be my great aunt and uncle, Uncle Jackie and Aunt Helen. They had a decision to make. When all their kids had moved to Israel, they had to decide whether or not they wanted to pick up their whole lives. They lived in America since, they were born, and and they were very close to them. They had to decide whether or not they wanted to go be with their children and their grandchildren in Israel. So when they were in their 50s, they decided to Israel to be closer to their children and grandchildren.
My Israeli heroes are my cousins who made Aliyah without any family in Israel. They were lone soldiers in the army in order to protect Israel for us.
My Gibor, my hero, is Nachum Steiners. He is also my husband. When he was only 18 years old, he decided to join Tzahal, the IDF, the Israeli army. And in 2006, Israel were facing some hard times. And my parents' town, up north, wasn't a safe place to live in. So Nachum and his unit were guarding the northern border of Israel. Then once again, the north was a safe place to live in.